Hey guys, welcome back to Two Fat Girls. It's me, Mandy. I am totally home by myself, so I'm like, I'm gonna get dressed early and do a vlog before I have to go to work. Because it's always awkward trying to do a vlog when there's people here and they're like walking around. And they're like, why the hell are you talking to yourself, Mandy? I know you're not on the phone because your phone's sitting out here. Who are you talking to? You know, it's like weird and awkward. So, by the way, the song that's on right now is I'm So Excited by the Pointer Sisters, and do any of y'all watch like Saved by the Bell or remember Saved by the Bell? I remember when Jessie like got all hyped up on caffeine pills and she was like dancing around her room. She's like, I'm so excited, I'm so excited. And Zach is like, yeah, Captain, you got to tell you. That's what it reminds me of. And I was on like 80stees.com because they have the greatest 80s t-shirts and like all kinds of cool 80s stuff. And they had this shirt with her on it, with Jessie on it, and it said, I'm so excited on it. So, anyway. So I have like a little list compiled of what I want to talk about, and hopefully this doesn't run very long because I've got other stuff to do before I go to work. So okay, it was my mom's birthday on the 4th, mine was the 10th, and Bugs is the 17th, but we had her party on the 12th. And I remember I asked you guys for cake alternatives. Well, we didn't end up eating cake at all except at Bugs' birthday. So we didn't have cake for my mom's birthday. We didn't have cake for Bugs. We ended up having cupcakes for my mom's birthday. I just like bought them pre-made, and I only bought 6. You know, they're like in the little big carton, so there's only enough for everybody to have one. And then I bought like this fat-free ice cream that I found at Walmart that I think might be the Walmart brand. I'm not really sure. And that's what we had for my mom's birthday. And then for my birthday, we didn't have cake because if we were going to have cake, I was going to have to make it, and I didn't want to make it. And I had found like this recipe. It was like this pineapple cake. I was going to make that, and I decided I didn't even want to make it because nobody wants to make their own birthday cake. So I was like, fuck it. So we didn't have cake. And then we had cake for Bug's birthday, but I ended up making, I made like a really little tiny cake. And then I made a bunch of cupcakes for all the kids because it's so much easier than trying to cut cake. And like, if you have ever been to or had a kid's birthday party where there's like going to be a million kids that show up, and you get the cake out, like everybody's like, oh, I want the corner, or oh, I want this piece, I want this piece, and that just annoys the hell out of me. So I just made cupcakes, and they all looked kind of different, kind of the same. So when they came up, all I had to do is give them ice cream, and I'm like, you got a cupcake, you know, whichever one you want, you know. And it's just like, oh, that annoys me so bad. You know, I love children, but not in large groups. So, and there was a bunch. There was like 13 at her party, and we had a piñata, and they had a silly string fight, and you know what? I'll just put up some pictures, and I think I even have a video right now. So, okay, for Bug's birthday party, like I swear, I got so much exercise. Like, I'm going to try and take some video of like how far it is to walk from the house to the backyard where we had it. We had it like way out in the woods, which is also going to be where we're going to have Tipper's wedding. Sorry, my throat. I have really bad allergies. I have like a huge knot behind my ear, and I really need to go to the doctor. Okay, so this is my backyard, and look, we have our pool up, and it's awesome, and I have a little umbrella, and it's like rainy and cold out. I don't understand it. But okay, I had to go down these steps, down those steps, and then, like, I really can't, I don't know if I can zoom, like, right, whatever. Okay, so, like, down there, see that thing right there? That's the picnic table, and it was all the way down there. like all the way in there. So we would have to walk all the way back and go back up the steps and go back in the house and get more stuff. Not lying, like 20 trips. And it was almost like if you had to pee, it wasn't even worth coming back up here. I was like so tired. But the cool thing was like some of the time I totally freaking jogged my ass, from up there all the way up here, and you can't really tell, but it's like when you run, it's like an incline coming up, like it's down, you know, it's going down, but then like you have to, it's like an incline coming up, and it was like, yeah, I totally ran up that shit, and I felt awesome afterwards. A bouncy house, and I got in there and bounced, and I was so mother effing sore. Like, I have never been that sore in my life. Like, I didn't realize that you use your arms and shit to bounce like that. I mean, it was insane. And really quick story, because it's already running long and I have clips and stuff that I want to show you. We freaking flipped over the damn bouncy house. Like, okay, it was me, Tiff, Chris, which is her fiance, Bug, my best friend's little boy, my friend, and her 2 little boys and her nephew. Okay, we were all in the bouncy house jumping. And like basically like I was just kind of standing there and I'd jump a little bit because when everybody was jumping, like I really didn't have to do any work. Like they freaking jumped me. You know, like I would bounce up and down by myself. And also look at my necklace. It's my Bowie necklace. I don't wear it that often. It's vintage Bowie because I'm always scared I'm going to lose it, so I don't wear it that often. And so we were bouncing in the house, and like Chris could like really get in there and like really get jumping. And like when he would jump, it was almost like bowling. Like he was the bowling ball, and like he would like knock us all down. Like at first, you know, we were like, what just happened? And we're like, freaking Chris knocked us all down because he was jumping so hard. Because he would get it going, and I mean, you would just like lose all your stability. So the boys were like, jump more, Chris, jump more. So he was jumping, and I was holding Bug's hands, like, you know, like holding her hands like this, and I was like up against the little pole in the corner in the front. I have my door open. I can't believe I didn't close my door. I think that was the dog, though. So I was holding Bug's hand, and we were like stuck in the corner where there's like a little pillar, okay, and my back was to it. Tiffany was in the opposite corner. Chris was jumping in the middle. Jessica was standing next to me jumping, and she might have had one of her little boys. Well, what happened was one of the boys fell into Chris. So Chris was going to fall, and instead of trying to fall into Bug, he like leaned over, and he almost went like in the mesh part. Like, it's like a little mesh part to keep you from falling out. There's like 4 pillars, and there's mesh, and then everything else is like blown up. I'm sure you guys have seen a bouncy house. So he went into the mesh. So when he went into the mesh, it kind of pushed the bouncy house, and we all ended up congregated in that one corner where me and Bug were. Well, let me tell y'all, Bug freaking booked it. Like, she was out of that thing in a flash. And I was like, I told her when it was all over, I'm like, Bug, I'm like, that was the Titanic. And I'm like, you abandoned shit. I'm like, you left everybody. You're supposed to be the captain. This was your birthday party. And I'm like, you abandoned ship. Because I turned around and I was like, Bug, don't get out. Because she was already half in and half out. And I was thinking, if the bouncy house keeps flipping, I didn't want her to be stuck half in, half out. But she was gone. Gone. And so, like, the way the bouncy house was flipping, like, I landed on my ass, of course, because it's the heaviest part of my body. Of course I'm going to land there first. I, like, bit in half like this. Like, all I saw, like, when I looked up, all I saw was my feet. It was crazy. And then, like, I kept bending and bending and bending, and it was, like, bending me in my tummy, and I couldn't breathe. And so then my neck is, like, going, like, and my neck is still a little sore, but it was, like, bending really funky. And I'm like, oh, my God, my neck is about to snap. So, like, I rolled over on my side, and when I rolled over on my side, my friend Jessica was like, man, dear, are you okay? Because, I mean, like, seriously, I'm a fat girl. You're not supposed to bend like that, you know? And so then all I can hear is Tiff, and Tiffany's like, climb to the top, because we were all congregated in that little corner. So, like, it was still going to keep flipping. There was too much weight in that corner. So we all had to, like, climb up out of that corner. And then by the time we climbed out, Chris was able to get out because he was stuck in that mesh stuff. So, I mean, he couldn't get out at all until we all climbed to the top. And then afterwards, like, all the kids were like, that was so awesome. Let's do it again. That was so cool. And I'm like, nah. My neck couldn't handle it again. And so we stayed in there for a little bit. And then, like, my mom comes running out of the house. Instead of being, like, after it's all over and after we've got the bouncy house, like, situated right, you know, my mom comes running out of the house and she's like, what the hell, you guys? She's like, you better not break this bouncy house. She's like, I'm not paying like $300 for this thing, blah, blah, blah. I ain't buying this shit. And it's like, yeah, Mom, thanks. We're all okay. You're well, yeah, thanks for asking. But no, she's worried she's going to have to pay for this bouncy house because we broke it. So, gotta love moms, right? What else? Oh, and like yesterday, totally on the way home from work, we freaking got rear-ended. So that just made my neck hurt even more. Because like when we got rear-ended, like I could feel it. Like I felt it in my neck because I was looking down. Like I wasn't driving. My dad was driving. And Bug was sitting in the back. But I was looking down and I was checking my Facebook because I hadn't checked Facebook like all day. So I was looking down and when we rear-ended, it jerked me. And then my head went like this. And like I swear I was sitting there and it felt like electric went all the way up in my brain like that. So my neck is a little sore, but I'll live. It's not horrible. Um, and the dude was a freaking dick. Like he gets out of his car and he's like, "What the fuck did you stop so fast for?" And we're like, we've been sitting here because we had been stopped for like 30 seconds, okay? Because there was a car in front of us and it was turning left, all right? And it had to wait for the other traffic to go by. So we've been sitting there for like at least 30 seconds because we were sat there for a while before we even heard the dude behind us brakes squealing. Because I heard that noise and I'm like, what the hell? And then it was like, kaboom. Yeah. And then like the freaking people behind him, like they didn't even stop. They just kept going. They like bypassed us. You know, it's like, what the hell? What if we needed a witness? You know, bitch, just keep going. Whatever. Whatever. And then it's like, you know, Bug was like, she was shaking and stuff. And it was like, it pissed me off that he wanted to get out and be a douche when it was his freaking fault. And Bug is back there like wide-eyed, like a big old owl sitting in the back seat, you know? And I'm like, oh. But the thing is like my dad, my dad is short, Mexican, with angry eyebrows, and he will freaking destroy you. So he had some like choice words to say. I won't repeat them. And then after that, the dude kind of calmed down, and he's like, okay. It's like, yeah, my dad will destroy you. Don't mess with the angry Mexican. Okay, last thing. My shirt. Oh, I filmed like a little outfit of the day thing, and I'll put that in now. What was I going to talk about? My outfit. Okay. So this outfit that I've got on, like I was watching Ashes to Ashes the other day, and I think it was season 3. She totally has a shirt that looks similar to this, and I was like watching that, and I'm like, dang, that shirt looks really familiar. I think hers is like a sweater, which is a sweater. Hers still looked more 80s than mine did. But I'm like, oh my god, it did have a sweater like that. So yeah, I'm going to wear it towards today. So, and I got it on with my new black skinny pants. They're like super comfortable. And like, I seriously, I'm still like in between weird sizes of pants. Like, I don't even know, because like if I get the right size that fits me like in my waist, they're like way too tight on my ass. Like, I don't know, it's really complicated because my butt's so big that, you know, I technically need to have them like big here, and then they fit in my butt good. But I don't know. It's like really hard to explain. But anyway, here's my like new 80s outfit that I'm going to wear to work. So, okay. I've seen the Avengers also. Which the Avengers was freaking amazing. But I am like a huge fan of Robert Downey Jr. And like he just plays Iron Man so fantastically. I love it. And like sometimes it's hard to tell where Iron Man begins and like Robert Downey Jr. ends, because it's like even in his interviews and stuff, it's like you're just freaking Iron Man all the time. You are always Tony Stark, like always. Like he always had his Tony Stark face on, so it's hard to tell whether he's being Tony Stark or whether he's being Robert Downey Jr. And I freaking love Robert Downey Jr. for reals. I really got into him like when he was on Ally McBeal, like way back in the day, if anybody even remembers that show. But that's when I totally loved him. He was my favorite. And I love how him and the Hulk are totally like BFFs. They are BFFs. I love it. And they drove off together in the end. They're going to go hang out with Pepper. It's going to be awesome. And, you know, it'll be cool. And they'll do like smart guy, genius things together. It'll be awesome. They're going to be the best of friends. I want them to have a movie with just the Hulk and Robert Downey Jr. And I would totally watch it. And you know you would watch it too. Don't act like you wouldn't. So, okay. Bye guys. See you next time.